Hi, everybody. This is Brian here, and I wanted to talk about medical respect in the aftermath of an appointment today. One of the most important videos on my channel, in my own opinion, is the video I did several months ago on that same topic. And coming back from a rather unproductive and unpleasant appointment several of days ago, and complete with a new haircut and everything, um, I think I really wanted to talk to you guys about this because in the aftermath of an appointment, in a discharge or just your doctor's visit being over and you getting rescheduled to a next date or something, I think in the aftermath of your medical visit that the institution's respect for you, and that includes through things like conversing with a patient over the phone, being able to order your own records. I think that these things are extra important in the aftermath of a visit. I think that medical respect shouldn't be some sort of ephemerality, some sort of temporary thing that's only relevant while you're visiting. You know, they give you a plastic smile. Oh, hi, I'm Gina. I'll be your nurse today, or whatever. And then after that, they're doing gaggers in the janitor's closet and fucking laughing at people in wheelchairs. Ooh, like Trump. Anyways, um, but as a patient, I think that people have a right to their own records, to return to the opening topic for a moment. If the hospital is not sending you these, I think that you have a serious reason for complaint as a patient, and to call back to check on the status. And that includes when there's people at the counters who are being difficult when they're saying, oh, you have to start that thing over and you have to just file it from the beginning again. I think that patients have a right to their own records, and hospitals should not deny these from them like it's some sort of thing that only they have a right to. That people can be denied their own private health information, the things that are going on in their own body. To me, that's just a ridiculous notion. Anyways, I think that hospitals, furthermore, don't respect patients unless they have elite insurance or, paying in cash, obviously. They want to control your records and they want to make you dance like a gesture through a series of hoops whenever you need something, not only elementary, like, blood draw results, but something that you're entitled to, ranging from those simple tests to extended stay reports, like an EEG or an EKG, for an example. But nevertheless, this data belongs to us as patients, and they shouldn't procrastinate doing their jobs by sending you between those request forms, and websites, sign in on our, UCSF website, and it looks like it's been programmed by some sort of autistic 6-year old. Anyways, they're doing this just to extend the amount of time between the request and them doing their professional obligation. I think another thing that I could tell you will help your medical respect in the aftermath of an appointment is to keep like a drawer or a binder, keep a file in paper form basically, since it's easy to lose passwords, get hacked. It's easy for your insurance to transfer you to a new hospital, so your account's no longer valid. I just feel like it's very easy to lose internet data. Bearing that in mind, I think that their hesitancy to show those records to who they actually belong to, it's nice to have those in your own hands, not the hands of those with ulterior motives. So for future appointments, if you go in, you can be like, yeah, this happened on this date. I've actually taken this dosage of these prescriptions since whatever date is relevant for you whenever you changed or started your medication. It's just nice to have these things tangibly accessible. So they're in the right hands, those who they actually belong to. I think that furthermore, they hate informed patients, and that's why they constantly make this harder for us and in the aftermath of leaving, because I think an informed patient makes the doctor's job a little harder. They want to take the easiest way out. They want to put you on antidepressants. They want to recommend some unnecessary surgery. It's a lot easier for you to be beguiled and misled and just led along to whatever uh, they suggest for you. Maybe it's an ego thing. It, perhaps it strokes their ego that you just follow whatever they say like a sheep, you know. But by having your own records, it gives you credibility, and I think that that's why they make these things buried in hospital websites, bureaucratic request forms, and mail orders that never arrive. It's to put the patients off, time wise, to procrastinate. Demand medical respect by having your records in your own hands, that so that those delays don't extend to one day too late. You know, if you are basically expecting, oh, I can just do it tomorrow. What if it's one day too late? You know, I mean, health is a really, really critical thing. No moments to waste. And I don't mean that to fearmonger, but I just mean that in a sense of urgency. Um, uh, you know, next up, I wanted to encourage you very fervently to not be a captive audience in your own care. You know, if medicines aren't working, research other solutions, even if that comes from something that's been discredited in America or in Western medicine, like other cultural medicines or alternative medicines, things like CBD. You know, I mean, why are these things being discredited? Why are they never recommended in the hospital? You know, it's because basically, I remember, I'll paraphrase Bill Maher here. He said essentially that big pharma owns our hospitals and our government as much as the Mexican drug lords in their country. So basically, I'm just saying, don't assume those things are some sci-fi conspiracy theory thing just because your doctor wouldn't recommend it to you. Look what they are recommending to you: things that cause heart problems and you know, chronic fatigue. You know, I mean, it depends on what medicine you're taking, obviously, but I'm just saying, um, you know, if the medicines aren't working, research other solutions. You know, even if you go back to the doctor, say you found a nice and functional doctor who's actually helping you, heaven forbid, try a different medicine if it's not working. You know, I went through several different ones before I found my current regimen of epilepsy medications. And though it may seem like I'm not currently happy with the system, and I'm not, sometimes you still, you know, need the help at the moment. You know, sometimes it's better taking on something that works that has bad side effects than something that isn't helping and still has bad side effects. So you may as well not fall into passivity, because that can have serious consequences, you know, when things are in the life or death stage. So don't get into a loop where the appointments are being made without you and you're taking medicine that you know doesn't work, but you basically don't want to talk to your doctor because it's essentially awkward, or it's easier to just kind of go along with things. I know how some doctors are very, very assertive. They don't want you don't want you to they don't want you to question their plan of things. Essentially, that's why I was saying that the informed patient is it annoys doctors because they have an ego. They essentially have a plan when they walk in the door that they want you to follow. And I know that some doctors are very pretentious or aggressive people, but I don't think that you should be pushed down. You know, don't let your own medical case become the matter of somebody else in a white coat's decision making. With, I mean, I'm not saying don't let the doctor be a part of your medical care. I'm just saying be a part of it yourself too, you know. And I know that some doctors are nice and you don't want to deal with the awkward moment of telling them that their recommendations or plans aren't working for fear of awkwardness. But in basically the sorry, I'm having a little bit of seizure symptoms here. In the priority of your own health, basically look at what's got to come first, is what I was trying to say. Anyways, medical respect matters, you know, even after discharge. Part of that is not holding important information away from the patients. I've been volleyballed around for years, volleyballed around the entire court of state medicine, between dozens and dozens of doctors that marched in, their head high up, you know, and their plastic clout and their, you know, PhD sticker that's like a bumper sticker. After you leave, you have no faith in them anymore. But yeah, However, they all pretty much, in spite of their egos when they walked in, uh, the doctors really ride their names because they all left pretty much with the same comment. I'm sorry, and I understand, but you know whose department could really help you with that? Insert name here, 6 months away. You know, basically, it's one procrastination after another. It's one thing if a patient leaves a hospital without a miracle cure. My hopes are more modest than that. They're more reasonable after all these years. However, it's one thing to actually have a patient not advance if you don't have the tools or the current knowledge medically to help them. It's one thing for that. I understand that some diseases they don't currently have the tools to cure. Okay, I understand that. I don't expect, the hand of God to come down on my behalf. But I don't think that you should go in there and expect a step back basically on a lip service insurance kind of visit. And that's what a lot of these doctors have become. There are too many important cases out there. Things can't end like this. They can't end like this. There's too many important cases of desperate people with brittle health conditions, and they're receiving absolutely brutal levels of care, just horrible. It's almost like you visit one of these UCs or these CSUs, and it feels like you're going into a fucking hospice. It's full of sick children and elderly people on their last legs, and it just can't be left. They can't be left in the dust like this by an industry that only cares about bilking insurance money, and is basically, um, in order for there to be an aftermath, in order for there to be a tomorrow, there has to be respect for the patients today. I love you guys and thank you for watching. Medical respect is an extremely important topic to me, and I hope that you guys receive the care that you all certainly deserve in the future if you at all find yourselves in the scenario that I've been in. Anyways, I love you guys. Peace out.